Okay, guys, so crazy October. I know that it doesn't slow down for you and only gets crazier at this point, but the international travel.
Yep.
You guys were at UWW 20 U23s, right?
Budapest.
In Budapest, right? So they brought you in. UWW, you have a partnership with them, and it went pretty good.
Yeah, they treat us like kings there. Like we pull up the airport. There's a world silver medalist who's our driver for the week. It's kind of nice. He just picks you up at the airport. Makes it really easy getting around there.
Steve? Or no, it was Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Not spelled Charlie, though.
No.
Charlie told me about it. Okay, so when you get there, so the reputation with you guys for over a decade was your holistic medicine.
Right.
And then 2 years ago, you break into FDA-approved fungal market.
Right.
It sends you into the next level. I know foreign countries don't care about the FDA. It's the United States of America thing. But that's kind of what got you in the door there.
Yeah, well, because with the FDA comes the power of the FDA, their research, their backing. They're not going to back something that they don't believe works, so that kind of gives you instant credibility.
Yeah, so you get in there, and they bring you in, and how was it dealing with the doctors and dealing with all of the medical staff when you got to UWW?
Actually, it was really quite refreshing. A lot of times when we run into doctors, either they're very supportive of what we do or they're not. And it's interesting because they don't want to hear, some doctors don't want to hear that you know anything about something. They'll just blow you off. Other doctors want to hear your insight. So we didn't know what we were going to get when we got there. And we were warned, believe it or not, by the UWW when we got there that, listen, you're talking to, the leading wrestling doctors in the world. Tread lightly, when you talk to these guys. So we're like, oh man, this could be challenging.
Firing squad,
yeah,
right?
So
and it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But I don't think it was. It was because we were prepared. I mean, we had our research, we had our documentation. We've had 15 years of business behind us. We can answer the questions that they ask. So it wasn't really as bad. What was really refreshing was that the doctors were very in touch with not forcing their beliefs on wrestlers. Rather, they want guys like us to interpret their beliefs, regurgitate it to wrestlers so that they can understand it in a way that makes sense. And that's not just their terminology, but the practices, the hygiene protocol practices. So now we're tasked with, completing the hygiene protocol for UWW doctors, for the United World Medical Committee, to break it down to a level where, wrestlers in Georgia or, Kazakhstan or USSR or Canada or anybody, they'll understand what we're talking about. So that's our task with them right now. Nothing major, just that.
Yeah, just that. So we could see you in Tokyo now. We could see
I'll be in Tokyo.
Right, you're gonna be in Tokyo.
Yeah.
If you need a hype man, I'm available. Just letting you know if you need a hype man. But when you look at that, that's huge, right? 15 years ago, you're in your house here in West Cleveland. You got Gus Sako's wrestling for West Shore. You start making soap, right? You make 50 bars at a time, something crazy like that, right? Right? Some lady over in New England.
Yep.
Now you are at the forefront of wrestling. You are our world governing bodies. You're the go-to for hygiene.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Did you ever see it coming?
Well, I always hoped it would come, but to actually get there was kind of cool. Our whole mission, if you go on our website, read our mission statement, is to prevent skin infections for wrestlers. What's a better stage to do it on than the UWW stage? They govern wrestling throughout the world, so can't get any higher than that.
So there's been some crossover with jiu-jitsu. I know that they really love it. My friend out in Colorado, the jiu-jitsu club he's at, they sell it there, right? And that's how he heard about you, through jiu-jitsu, right? There's been crossover. I use it every day, whether it's the foaming hand, okay, whether it's a bar for hand wash. You're going into the everyday market. It's not just wrestling, jiu-jitsu. It's not niche anymore. How do you do that, and how do you, obviously there's credibility. You already have the credibility. How do you go to being an everyday from being just combat sports?
Well, number one, we just stick to our roots. Our roots got us to the everyday market. To abandon, our roots of wrestling because there's a low-hanging fruit over here would be a disaster. So if the general public accepted a soap that was been proven in the toughest places in a wrestling mat, I mean, what's harder to prove a product than in the world of wrestling? That's brutal. So if we're able to prove it and get the word out through wrestling, then we're just going to make wrestling that much more a part of it.
Nobody's ever come up to me yet in all my travels. I went out to Washington, Idaho, Colorado, California. I've gone everywhere with this stuff, right? Georgia, you name it, I've been there. I've never had the snake oil argument yet. Nobody's hit me with this stuff's garbage. Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
So when you look at that brand recognition, we look at the 4.6 stars on the wipes. What's it like knowing that they really have embraced the product here in the United States?
We used to get the snake oil quite a bit over.
You get that?
No, not anymore. When we first started, and I had to explain to people like how, our products are made in FDA-controlled facilities. The reason why they're made there is because they guarantee consistency. When you're trying to fight infection, you have to be consistent. Our bars are tested, for consistency. So I've been able to, put that at those snake oil rumors to rest. And then, of course, when we get to the medicated version, if you don't like it, then go talk to FDA about it. It's not me saying it anymore. It's the FDA putting their stamp on it. So it took a long time to get to that level. It was very costly to get to that level, but we're there.
Speaking of facilities, right? There's a new facility coming. I can't wait to get to it. Is the concrete poured? I know the lot's all ready to go.
No, the roof's on.
The roof's on?
The roof's on.
Are you serious? It's there.
It's not there. It'd be January. We still got a few months to go. We would like to be there yesterday, but we're not there yet. But that's going to be a tremendous facility. I'm incorporating wrestling into that facility. There's 2 full mats. Reslight's coming out. The owner, Reslight himself, is coming out to measure that room. So it's kind of neat.
2 full mats.
2 full mats. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wall mats, everything. It's
I
nice
love it.
room. They designed it with some bubbles. We're like, no, we don't want bubbles on our wall mats here.
Like suds?
Yeah.
Like soap suds?
Like soap suds.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the ever expanding market, it was a bar of soap. Now it's gel, it's spray, it's foam, it's mat cleaner.
Mat cleaning. Mat cleaning's very interesting. People have been paying way too much for mat cleaning products over the years. Way too much. We got in there. We had the same products, same kill, and I'm not kidding when I say this, for 50 times less than what people have been paying.
50 times less?
50
Holy
times
smokes.
less. I could clean 1 full wrestling mat, hospital grade disinfectant for $1.
Wow. And people can just buy your solution and your tabs. They don't have to buy the gun if they don't want to.
No, there's different ways. The gun's the best way, and that's not our gun. We just resell the gun because it's the best way to do it. You could use the old bug sprayer, pump sprayer, and use a microfiber mop to spread it. That's the second best way to clean your mats. And then the worst way to clean a mat's way that most of us do is the old swab the deck type clean.
I don't like that. Not a fan of that.
No,
I think it spreads it around.
It didn't make much sense. And there's studies out there kill 26% of your microbes that way. That means 74% are still alive. A microbe recolonizes every 27 minutes. So by the time you get to practice the next day, you got a lot of microbes on the mat. With our disinfectant, we could take it down to 99.9.
Okay, so I'm not going to feel as gritty going to the new facility, but I'm going to feel cleaner.
It better be clean.
Oh, man, the new facility. But this place is just so gritty. I think it speaks to your personality. Retired police officer, Cleveland police officer, sticking to your roots. If you're going out to a new facility, but is there still going to be the same defense soap, work ethic, the same group of people, and is it going to be the same thing?
Well, actually, I think we tasked Dan with the job of taking some cool photos from here and using it as the artwork in the new facility, because this place is kind of cool, and it'd be cool to see the contrast of the new building that we're in. That's a very nice, expensive new building. It's really nice. It's like blue mirrored glass on the front. It's going to be really sharp. But, compared to the wood floors here and the old carts and all that stuff, it's going to be kind of cool.
All right. Well, I got the Miller boys here with me today. I got a sick one. You got anything else for me?
Yeah, defend what you built.
Okay. Do you got anything for him? Do you got anything?
No.
No? I never get it on camera. I had to do it. All right. Hey, thanks for the time. Keep grinding. Tulsa next?
I'll be going to Tulsa this week and Finger Lakes the week after that, and that's all the more I can remember 2 weeks at a
Those
time.
are close to each other. Are you driving the bus to both of them or the truck?
No, we're flying to Tulsa. My crew talked me into flying to Tulsa. I usually make the 18-hour drive by myself, but I think they got tired of me sending all the phone calls back to them, so they just want me to fly and get it over with.
All right, keep grinding, guy, all right?
Yep.